What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a video on another FITCAMX install, and we're going to be doing an install for the 2010 Toyota Tacoma that we have. This is a pretty small camera compared to the other one. If you guys seen my 2018 video, that one we are replacing a whole trim piece, and this one is going to be just slightly different from that because we're not replacing a trim that's already in the truck, but it is going to make it look like it came with it. It's going to make it look like it's factory in there. It's going to plug and play into the truck essentially, so it's going to make it all just super quick and easy to install. So let's go ahead and open the box here, and then we'll show you guys what comes inside of here, and then we're going to move over to the truck and get it installed. Let's do it. So here we have on the table the box that comes in here, and this is a lot smaller than we usually get in the channel. They're usually a little bit bigger because, like I said, we are replacing a trim piece that comes inside of it. But we have our usual two boxes, our accessories on top, our dash cam on the bottom. We're going to go ahead and open the accessory box real quick first. We are going to have just a trim removal tool. It looks like they might have changed the tools a little bit, which is pretty nice. That one looks a lot nicer than the usual tools in here. We have our USB-C and USB stick for the memory cards, and then our harness here, which is going to get the power from the truck itself into the camera. So if we open now the dash cam box, we're going to go ahead and open this one here, and then you'll see that we still have a nice package here. And it does look still like a trim piece. So you'll see it's just nice plastic all around. We have the camera in front. We have a double-sided sticky tape here because we are going to be basically pressing this into the windshield on the truck. And then we have this little plastic pieces to kind of arrange it depending how high the headliner is. And then our power cable, of course, here. So this is all that comes included in the case. We have our memory stick already inside of the camera here. So all we got to do now is move over to the truck, and then I'll show you guys where we're going to be putting this in place, where the harness that we're going to be getting power from is going to be at, and then we're going to finally install it. So let's do it. All right guys, and just to show you here before we go ahead and install the camera, this is how it looks right now. The only requisite you need to install this is that you do have to have the auto dimming mirror, which I'll show you guys here on the inside in a second. But this is how it looks. It's just a mirror. There's the base right there. Really not a lot to it, right? So we'll see how it looks once we put the camera inside. All right, guys, and just to show you again, we have the auto dimming mirror. The way you'll know is because you have the little auto button here and the two lights on each side. This obviously darkens when you have lights behind you. And there is a connection here on this area, which is where we're gonna get our power from. So we do have to remove this little trim piece. Now they're super easy. You can kind of slide them down here, as you can see that. And then you should be able to just remove it with your fingers. Like I said, not a lot to it. The one on the bottom, you might have to pop it here from each side. There are some little clips that hold it, so just pop it towards the left on this side and then towards the right on this side, and you should be able to remove this. And this is the harness that we're gonna get our power from. So let me just go ahead and pop this cover and show you here 1 second. All right guys, and as you can see, we removed the final little trim piece here. We might have to put them back on in place. And then this is just literally, you press it here on this tab, take it out, and you are ready for your harness. So if you got your harness, this end goes with this one, and then this end goes right back into place. So let me plug that in. And here, as you can see, the harness is plugged in play there. This is where the other end connected, like I told you. This is the other one, just right back into where it went. And you're gonna have the extra cable that's gonna give power to the camera itself. You can see the camera is down there. There is a small guide in here to let you know which way it needs to be plugged in. So just make sure you are paying attention to that, plugging it correctly, and then you should be good to go. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to push this back into the headliner here so it's out of the way, and then hopefully we can put our little trim piece that we removed earlier and block this like it was before. And then we're going to move on to installing the camera right behind it. For the camera, super easy, just some double-sided 3M tape here. We're going to peel that off, and then we're going to line it up with the base of the mirror here so that it can be just all nice and tucked in behind the mirror, and then hopefully out of the way from you when you're seeing out through the windshield. So let's get that done. Okay guys, here you can kind of see I'm trying to push it in here underneath the headliner. Now there is a little bit of a bump right now that you can kind of see. I'm trying to work it and see if there's enough space. It seems like there is, but it seems like I'm getting stuck on something. So you're gonna have to pull it. Just be careful when you're pulling this now. We obviously don't want to pull it to where it's just hanging from here on out. But I think there should be enough space for us to secure the harness inside and then just have this kind of sticking out here for the camera so that we can put our next cover in there. One thing I want to mention, you really don't need to take this cover off after all. You can just leave it in place. It allows you to take the plug off without really needing to remove that. So just leave that in there. And here you have it, guys. Now you can definitely tell that this is a little bit lower than it used to be before, which makes sense. We did just kind of put a whole harness in there, but it goes with the line. It's not sticking out too much. And I am going to try to work it a little bit more just to make sure we can get rid of some more of the little bump in here. But there is space in there. You can definitely put it in there. Just take your time. Try not to, like I said, pull it down too much, and you should be able to hide all of this. Now this harness right here for the camera itself as well, I believe we are going to have to kind of push it in there as well. But first, let me just go ahead and put the camera on so we can see how much cable we're working with. And then we're going to try to like make it hidden behind there so that way there's nothing hanging out. So let's do that. So check it out, guys, everything is installed. I will say just pay a little close attention when you are gonna stick the camera in here. You can kind of see it is right there. That you try to line up these things right kind of even. I could tell I did mine just a tiny bit tilted. I don't think it's gonna be a big issue when we're seeing the images on the camera itself, but I know it's something that I should have been paying a little bit closer attention. But look at that. It looks like it came factory. I mean, everything, all the covers are installed, all the cables are underneath here. It does make it bump a little bit down more than it used to be compared to stock, but it is not noticeable. It's not gonna affect anything. It's gonna be right in place. We didn't pull anything else from the headliner, so it's gonna work just great. So let me show you guys how it looks from the outside, and then we're gonna go ahead and turn it on and connect to the camera itself. All right, guys, so there you go. That's how it looks now installed. As you can see, nothing really looks that much out of place. I mean, the camera, you can definitely tell it's there compared to how it was before, right? But nothing looks bulky, nothing looks like it's an added on thing like some of the other cameras. And that's one thing I like about the FITCAMX is that it makes all of the install look pretty OEM for the most part. So, okay guys, I have opened the key here in the car just to show you guys. That's how you know that the camera is working. You're gonna see some flashing lights. This means that it's ready to pair with your phone. So we're gonna go over to the phone and show you guys how to connect to it. But you want to double check that probably before you completely stick the camera on. Make sure you're getting power with the camera, so that way you're not having to like undo all of the work you just did. Just a heads up on that. So once you're ready to connect to the dash cam, you're going to go over to the Wi-Fi signals. You're going to find one that says car cam. It's going to ask you for a password. It's going to be just 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and then we're going to press the enter. It's going to go ahead and try to connect to it. Once it's connected, you can kind of see, right, we are connected to the Wi-Fi on it. We're going to go switch over to our FITCAMX app. We're going to see on the bottom, connect camera. Once you hit that, it should go ahead and connect to it. And then now we're going to see that we are looking right in front of the car. So we are looking good here. Everything is connected. We are going to walk you through some of the features here real quick, just so you guys are aware of them. It's already recording. Obviously, you have your pause button or start recording if it's not. You have your photo button right below that, and then you have camera files on one side and camera settings on the other one. If you go to the camera files, it's going to show you everything you have recorded so far into the dash cam. You can see we have a few clips already in there. You have snapshot, locked, and parking on the top. Now I will give you a heads up, parking is not going to work for you guys because we are using the quick connect button. This is the just easy to plug in style, so when the car is off, the camera is off. The only way parking works is if you hardwire the camera into the car, and obviously we didn't do that today, so you're not going to be able to have that on there. Just a heads up on that. So if we go over to the camera settings here on the other side. All right, guys, so here in the camera settings, we have a lot of options you can go. We're going to go from the top to the bottom. We got sound recording, so if you want the sound inside of the camera, inside of the car to be recorded with all the clips, you can turn that on. You have your video resolution. You have your loop record options. They used to be only 1 and 3 minutes before. It looks like they upgraded now to up to 5 minutes. And I would recommend you do 5 minutes if possible. It just makes it easier when you're trying to look through clips instead of having to look through thousands of clips. It's going to lower that a little bit and also make it a little bit easier for editing if you ever need to get a clip out of there. You got exposure compensation, timestamp on there. You got driving collision sensing, so it'll start recording if it senses that you got into a wreck, and you can change those settings, right? Medium, most, least. And then you got parking monitoring, which again will not work unless you hardwire the camera into the car. So that option's not going to be working right now. You got Wi-Fi name, Wi-Fi password, what the firmware version is, and then things like format the SD card that you have or factory reset the whole camera. So super simple to use, like I said, super nice. It is one of those things where like it's super intuitive. So really not a lot to get lost. You also have here the option to make this full screen if you want to, and then back out of there. So that's how the app works. Again, super easy. We're gonna take a few clips here driving with the camera so you guys can see them during the day and everything, and then we're gonna give you guys our final thoughts. All right, guys, so there you have it. That's how the FITCAMX is gonna look in the 2010 Toyota Tacoma. This is gonna fit any other year as long as it's the same generation and as long as you have the auto dimming feature on your truck. It's gonna make everything super easy, plug and play, and you already saw all you gotta do is stick the camera on and hide the harness and you are ready to rock. So I'm gonna leave a link down in the description for you guys to pick up this particular camera as well as my promo code so you guys can save some money if you are choosing to pick up the FITCAMX for your truck. Go ahead and use my promo code. It'll save you a few bucks. Big shout out to FITCAMX. They've been partners here with the channel for quite some time, so we really appreciate their partnership and continued partnership with us. And we have used their products in quite a bit of cars, so we are pretty happy with them. That's really all I have for you today, guys. If you guys like what I'm doing, or if you have thoughts about this particular camera, go ahead and leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, so keep up with any more updates that we have, and hopefully we'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.